back on track. I am excited. This was a great episode. Let's talk about it.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for American Horror Story Cult. This is actually episode 3. Now, I had said last week, I don't know how much more we can do with these clowns and this kind of thing, that at some point we're going to have to, something's going to have to go on. It can't just be these clowns and maybe she's seeing them and maybe she's not. Something has to go on. So Ryan Murphy didn't let me down. We started the episode off. We met 2 new characters, Mark and Rosie. Mark and Rosie are in the office of Dr. Vincent, which this whole scene made me think even more. Something's up with Dr. Vincent. I don't like him. Something is not right about Dr. Vincent, and I think he's playing a part in all this thing. I just think all these people are actually attached. I think they're all attached to each other. Everybody except for Allie. That's how I feel. Now, Mark and Rosie, Rosie was suffering from, I think it's phobia, something like that. It's like a fear of coffins. And they were basically celebrating how she had come through her phobia. We found out that it was triggered way back when she was a little girl. She actually has this fear of coffins and being closed up. She used to be locked in a closet by her dad when she was a little girl. And she kind of got over, he died, and she actually went to the actual funeral home and everything and closed the casket on his ass. And that's kind of how she got over it, but whatever. So right after they end up leaving the doctor's office, they go home, and her husband's like, oh yeah, I have a special gift for you, and this, that, and the other. So he goes upstairs, and she's taking off her shoes and getting wine glasses, and they're still in the celebratory mode and everything. And she hears like some bumbling around, and she's like, hey, what's going on? So she goes into, like, through the living room area, and then she kind of like stops, and you see her drop the glasses, and she's standing there, and there are literally 2 coffins sitting, like, kind of up, darn near upright. And then you see the clowns. All the different clowns are in there, and they got her husband, and his head is busted, and he's fighting, and they're dragging him. Then they yank her up, and they're both fighting, and she's kicking, carrying on. They literally put the 2 of them into these coffins and literally seal them shut. They seal them shut, and with screws. So they're in there, and they're banging and trying to get out and all of this, and they basically left them there. And that's what we start to see. We see the smiley face again painted on the wall, and they basically, their bodies stayed in there and they decomposed. So, it got later on, it was on the news and all of that. Next thing, Allie. Allie's all over the news and everything, and they're calling her a lesbian George Zimmerman. A mess. There's this whole thing about her killing Pedro and all of this. Of course, she's been excused of the crime, basically, and the people were mad. So the restaurant was being picketed. Her and Allie and Ivy were going down to the restaurant. The restaurant is being picketed. Ivy says, well, I'm just going to go over and I'm going to take care of everything. You take the car, you go back home. You just go back home. Well, as they do that, Ivy gets out, and this is the thing. Ivy, if y'all notice, Ivy always gets out of the scene, and then shit goes on. Ivy gets out of the scene, next thing you know, Kai pops up, and Kai's telling her, you didn't do anything wrong, this, that, thing, and the other. You were very brave. All you were doing was protecting yourself and your family, and this, that, thing, and the other. And then he ended with, saying, have a nice day. I'm going to take care of you. I'll take care of the picketing. I'll take care of you. And I'm really sorry about how things were before. And he told her, have a nice day. I said, what is this have a nice day shit? I said, I got something to do with that smiley face. I'm telling you. Whatever. So she's just kind of looking at him. And he goes on off, and she goes on about her way. Next thing you know, she gets home. The neighbors, the fag hag and the closeted sissy, they come flying across the street, child. Next, they're banging on the door. She comes out. She's like, what's up? And they're looking at her. Baby, they got on these sombreros, child. And I gets to laughing. They're sitting there with the sombreros. He said, I gave you a gun to protect yourself, not to kill a brown person. This, that, thing, and the other. And he gets to how he's a percentage Mexican, and she's hateful, and she's racist. And they just had flipped the whole script on her and was going on. And she was like, you people are crazy. Get off my property. They got to telling her, we don't want racists on our block. We want you out of our neighborhood. She's like, your neighborhood? We were here first. Honey, so they got to arguing. She told him, get away from my house, honey. Slam the door. He said, I want my gun back. He gonna say, your gun's down at the police station has it. Get off my property. Slam the door. So what the heck is this? Next, there's this little thing where there's this chemical truck that actually comes by, and it's spraying. It's like all this green mist. It's in the middle of the night. And Ivy and Allie both are looking like, what the hell is that all about? Next day, they come out, baby. There's like 30 birds dead on the lawn, like all different kind of birds. Like any bird that has come out that morning and touched their grass, just dead as hell on the lawn. So they had called the city. City has no record of it. They didn't send anybody out. There's no chemical, nothing going. They keep on saying stuff about maybe it's ISIS and this, that, thing, and the other. I said, child, stop it. This conspiracy theory is a mess. Then next thing you know, winter shows up. And Allie's like, why is she here? Why is she here? And she's like, oh no, I apologize about leaving and all of that. I just freaked out, blah, 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 blah. So they smoothed it all over. Out, she's there for Aussie. No problem, this, that, and the other. Then she says, I'm so glad I'm not fired, especially once I seen the man who was here. I thought he was interviewing for my position. She's like, what position? She's like, oh, he's in the living room. I let him in. He was out front. When they go in there, honey, he is this little fat man, honey, in there standing butt naked, baby, shaking his little ding dong, honey. I said, child. And Ivy was like, if you don't put your clothes on and get out of here. He's like, what? Y'all put an ad out. What are you talking about? Said you had an ad that said that it was two lesbians that wanted some ding dong, honey, and I'm ready. I said, oh my God. So they were like, no, get out of here. And he gonna say, oh, so this is what you do? You sit up here and you make these ads saying that you want a good hard piece, and then you get up here and then you embarrass the guys. Well, somebody's gonna suck me off, and I mean it. And honey, Ivy gave him, I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't get out of here, honey. And she chased him on out of there. He went running. I said, Lord have mercy. So right away, Allie even got mad, baby. They trying to trace everything. They called the police and all of this. And Allie's like, that is the neighbors. It's the neighbors. They're doing this. They're responsible. I don't want to hear no mess. It's them. It's that thing and the other. She was sold on it. Of course, Abby's not listening to her, as usual. She always puts it out there like she's crazy. So she ended up talking to Dr. Vincent. Again, here we go. She's talking to him about everything. He's talking to her about going away, like 302 in her. Somewhere she's like, I ain't got time for that. I got a wife, I got a child, I got a restaurant and a business I got to run. I ain't got time for what you talking about. I'm not crazy. It's this, that, thing, and the other. He was so dismissive of her. And he was sitting there, like, on the phone, like, That type of attitude. That's the I told you I didn't like him. I did not like him. I did not like him. And then when the dots were really connected, because the dots are starting to connect. And she started to pick it up. He just shut her down and got all dismissive. Was like, all right, I gotta go. A mess. I don't trust him. So next thing we see, there's this whole little thing where the neighbors have given Ozzy a guinea pig. Of course, they have this thing at their house. They don't want no pets. Period. So she had told him, you got to give it back. Winter's sitting there looking at it now, said, Allie's the bad guy. Ivy's kind of just sitting there, and Ivy's like, well, you should have kind of asked us for your side and give it to him. The neighbors gave it to her. She's like, oh, no, definitely take that and give that back to them. So they go back and forth. The next thing you know, Ozzy says, I wish I could give something back. I wish I could give you back. So Allie's kind of looking, and she really got pissed off. He runs off. Winter runs behind him. Allie got them on that phone, baby, and got to letting the guy answer the phone. She got to letting him have it, honey. He got to telling her. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a two-mother family and all that, but that boy needs some male in his life. So we gave him the guinea pig because he's just over there with all that estrogen over there and this, that, and the other. And he was really going there giving them the lesbian speech. I said, no, he's not. And then when you happen to look over, who's sitting over in the house with them two? But the detective, the real cute detective with the platinum blonde hair. I said, he's sitting there and they're kind of like laughing. They all have these smirks on their face, laughing at her on the phone. So then you hear the woman say, give me the phone. Let me speak to her. So the guy gives her the phone and she will say, hello, Les. Girl, you're a horrible person and you're a murderer. Click. And hangs up on her. She said, that bitch hung up on me. I said, oh, Allie. So next thing you know, they're going to truck again, driving by. So Allie goes outside and she stands in front of the truck and she's like flagging the truck saying, stop. I want to know who you are and who you're working for and then where you get your order from, this and that. And the truck never slowed down. She had to jump out of the way. And in the process of jumping out the way, she fell down and hit her nose and hit her head. A mess. So all of that happened. So the next thing we see the neighbor woman sitting in that pinky swear thing with Kai. And he says, tell me your greatest fear. She tells him something about one of the housewives shows, baby. He gave her and smacked the shit out of her, baby. And later on, she fell all out the chair. I said, ooh. Just he fell on the ground. He gonna say, this is not a joke. You been sitting up here wasting my time. I said, oh. Hey, no wonder Winter's scared of you, you crazy blue-haired freak, honey. She got on up and she said, I just used my humor. He was like, cut that out. This, that, thing, the other. Got to breaking her all down, honey, and telling her what she was afraid of. She's afraid that she was ridiculous and that no man was ever going to stick her in her vagina again and that she was never going to have kids and this, that, and the other and all of that. And she's like, yeah. So he told her, he said, you want to matter. That's what's wrong with you. You don't matter. He said, because you're irritating. He said, are you're afraid that your man's going to leave you? She's like, yeah, he has a friend now, the detective. They're screwing, honey. And she's jealous. And he told him, oh, so you think he's going to leave you? She's like, yeah. And he said, I would. Because you're irritating. I said, oh. He told her, what you going to do, you want to matter. And to matter, you just blame everybody else. That's how you do it. You make the world wrong for everything. That's what you do. I said, oh my God, he is really Charles Manson, isn't he? Just taking these people and molding them and making them think the way he wants them to think. And she was all in with it. I said, oh my, that was a mess. Now, the next thing you know, you see him Kai's sitting with the guy. And the same thing going on. Now they're having the conversation. He tells her, what's your greatest regret? Regret, he says, that I married my fag hag. This, that, thing, the other. And he said, do you want her dead? Would you like to kill her? He's like, no, I don't want to kill her. He's like, I don't feel that way. I just feel trapped with her. But I definitely don't want to kill her or anything. And said, oh, but you would like to see her dead. Tell the truth. And he was like, yeah, I'd like to see her dead. And that was that. He left that alone. So let's go on back over. So they were down at the restaurant Ozzy, Allie, and Abby. They were having ice cream, like all different kinds of ice cream after the restaurant had closed. It was having a good time, eating all this ice cream and stuff. And then in that time, Allie let Ozzy know that she was going to allow him to keep Mr. Guinea, the guinea pig. They get home. They're getting out the car. Ozzy runs. He said, I'm gonna run in the house. I'm gonna tell Mr. Guinea that he's able to stay. So he runs in there, honey, and the next thing you know, he's just like standing there. They go in, and there's the smiley face painted on their door. It's on their door. And they're like, oh my God. So they go in. Next thing you know, baby, look up, and Mr. Guinea is in the microwave, honey. And like the timing was also perfect. He in the microwave was giving, and Ozzy standing there looking, baby, and he gave this onto the glass. I said, oh, they done tore him up, honey. So that was like a mess. And the next thing you know, that Allie said, that is it. Baby, she went flying out that front door, honey. Ozzy and Abby were behind her. She went through there, banged on their door. They ain't open. She opened up, went in their house, walked straight through, honey. They was in the backyard. She went in that backyard, honey, and the man was standing there. And the woman, they gonna say, what are you doing? Who are you? She said, bam! Socked him in the nose, baby. And the wife was there. She gonna say, don't you put your hands on my husband. She said, you want some too, bitch? I said, oh, come on. She told her, I am sick of you all. You all are sick and demented, and I'm not playing this game anymore. You all come near my family, honey. I'm gonna tear y'all up, honey. This is it. So they're going back and forth. They're like, we ain't been in your house. I'm gonna call the police. She said, you go ahead and call them. She was ready for them. You hear me? Abby's like, stop it, Allie, stop it. She said, you doing all that little stuff to me, all this playing on the internet, and all these protests and all that, and y'all little dumb hats, and all of that was cute. And maybe I deserved all that because I killed Pedro. All that's cute. But messing with my baby and coming over there playing around my house, I'm not playing these games. If you all keep on playing, baby, I will kill you both. I said, oh, get him. So, you know, I was screaming and hollering. I was all down with you talking about, like, I was waiting for her to get mad because all them folks that made me mad because I swear all these people was working together. So they're leaving out the yard. And as they're going down the side of they're going down their sideway, leaving out. And, that's what she said. You said you painted that dumb sign on our door trying to copy that killer thing or whatever. They're going to say, what? No, we don't know nothing about that. They're like, you've been marked by the killer. Ozzy's like, oh my God, wait a minute. Is that true, mommy? She's like, girl, child, no. This is some foolishness. This is them. They did it. And I'm going to kill them if they don't cut it out. So they're going down the thing. Abby's telling her, you can't do this. You got to stop. They can sue us. We could lose everything. She said, I don't give a fuck about them. I am sick of them. Honey, and they happen to look up, and on the side of their house, there was the thing was painted. And Abby was like, do you think we should tell them? She gonna say, fuck them. I'm sick of them, and I'm sick of this. If the killer gets them, oh well, whatever. Went on about her business. Went on home. Next thing you know, Abby goes back. Of course, tells them what she sees. This, that, and the other. She goes on about her business. Next day, Ozzy's on his computer. And he's like, oh, shit. And they're like, what? And they go flying upstairs. And he says, I went on a site that I wasn't supposed to be on. And they said, the parental controls on her ain't no big deal. He had to close. She said, no, yeah, it's fine. Said, no, it's not fine. She said, well, you know, you're going to be grounded from the internet for a week. He said, because I took the parental control off. She said, I know that the password is clowns. So it's like, oh, God. Oh, wait, I got to go back. I'm moved too fast. Before that, right after they were going back home, after all of that stuff, they went home. The truck, when Ivy went back in, Ivy and Ozzy went back in to talk to them, the truck had came, and Sara Paulson, Allie, had went over across the street, and the people had parked the truck and was getting out and was literally spraying on her grass. And she's hollering at the guy, what are you doing here? You know, what is your this, that, other? She's trying to pull his mask off. When she pulled his mask up, it was the smiley face clown mask. that looks like the one they drew. And of course, she went to one of her anxiety attacks and she passed out. And they just sprayed her with that stuff. They sprayed her with the green stuff. She went and got blood tested, all that. Taker was waiting to see, when the blood test come back. So that was just kind of weird, whatever. So let's go back forward. So Ozzy was on there on the internet. So they kept saying, let us see. No. So Ivy pulls it up and sees the video footage, baby, Winter fingering Allie in the tub, baby. She was like, okay. She walks out the room. Ozzy's like, I'm so sorry. They're like, no, everything's fine, Ozzy. Honey, Ivy walks out the room. Allie walks out behind her. Baby, when I tell you, when she hit that door, baby, and got to that hallway, Ivy smacked the tar from up underneath her damn street. Smacked her. She said, hey, she gonna say, you are the one that cheated. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of all your crazy shit. I ain't got no more time for you and your phobias and all this. And then you sit around getting fingered by Winter. I'm out of here. And I'm taking Ozzy with me. I said, see, Ozzy's her baby, I believe. I believe that Ozzy is her biological child. And that, because other than that, like, why would you feel like you were able to just take him? I said, shit, I'm taking him and I'm leaving. No. She gonna say, don't tell me nothing about it. Call Winter. You run around her screwing the babysitter. I said, oh my goodness. So she's going on. She's like, no. Somebody put cameras in our bathroom. Instead of negating the fact that she really was dead at her fingers in your coochie. But whatever. So in the midst of them doing all that, and they were actually talking to the detective at the same time when Ozzy had his thing. So the detective was downstairs, the one with the bleach blonde hair. He come up and they're like, no, everything's fine. It's none of your business. Just go. And he left. So they were leaving. And as they're leaving, then they start seeing all these sirens and stuff outside. Baby, they go outside. And the neighbors out there hear, they're like, what the heck's going on? He come out, he got blood all over his t-shirt, and you hear him hollering and saying, I just woke up and something was sticky and wet on me, and I don't know what was going on, and I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Child, so they're basically like they were going to arrest him. He's like, no, you need to find out who did this. We've been marked, this, that, thing, and the other. Honey, and then Allie and Ivy are coming, and they told Ozzy stand there on the porch, which he never does. But they're standing out there. He goes over, he goes say, she did it. She's the one that did it. She threatened us. She did it. She killed her. I said, oh my God. So they end up having, he's like running up on her. She's like, you're crazy, you bastard. They tackled him down. And then she's like, where's Ozzy? Look at, he ain't on the porch. And Allie looks over. He's inside their house. You can see him through the window standing in the living room. He's just standing like this. Hey, they run over in the house. They come in and there's blood everywhere. Like you can see like fingerprints where somebody's just been slaughtered. And you look up and he never got to the body. The body was upstairs. He actually was sitting there and he was looking. The smiley face was painted on the wall in blood yet again in that house. And it was like he was in the middle of a deja vu. He was just stuck there. I said, oh, this is a mess, honey. I said, here we go. This episode was so good. And it was, I didn't know where Ryan was going to go. Because I was like, if he get ready to mess up with me. But this was good. This less of the clowns, more of what we talk about. It was good. It was really good. So that's it. That's it for this episode. But let me give you all this. In my travels, I watch Ellen. I love Ellen. But Ellen had done an interview with Sara Paulson about American Horror Story. And I'm going to leave the clip down there for you guys to see it. It's just like less than 3 minutes, this piece that she did, where Ellen did like these pranks and scared Sara Paulson. Here, we found out Sara Paulson actually really does not like to be scared at all. As much of this stuff as she's done, she's been with American Horror Story the whole 7, I think all 7 of the seasons. I want to say, no. Yeah, I'm thinking she's been there the whole time. But anyway, if she hasn't been there for 7, she's definitely been there for 6. I'm trying to remember where she in Murder House. She's in all the other ones. But anyway, I think she's been there the whole time. But anyway, she doesn't like to be scared. A lot of the phobias that they're talking about are actually her phobia. She's scared of clowns. She don't like the things with the holes and all that. That's all real stuff with her. She ain't with, and bees. She's definitely afraid of bees because she sure told him, she said, honey, if a bee come by me and I got your newborn baby, your newborn baby will be on the ground, baby, because I will be gone, honey. I said, my God. But anyway, you have to see, I'm not going to ruin it for you, but you have to see her reaction when Ellen does the scare on her. It tickled me so bad. I was sitting here, I almost lost my lunch laughing at Sara Paulson. But I'm going to leave the clip down there in the info section on this video. Thank you guys for watching. We are back on track with our American Horror Story, and I will talk to you guys next week. Later.